Well, hello there, it's great to have you with us. Today we're tackling a project that can make a huge difference in your bathroom. Is your bathtub looking a bit tired? There's a fantastic alternative to replacement. In this guide by the trade table, we'll show you how to refinish your bathtub like a pro. Ready to transform your tub? Let's get started. Alright, first things first. Before we even think about applying any new finish, we need to prepare our workspace. And that starts with the existing tub hardware. Safety is paramount in any home project, especially when plumbing is involved. So, our very initial action is to shut off the water supply to your tub. You'll typically find the shut-off valves for your tub and shower in an access panel behind the tub, or sometimes in the basement or crawl space directly below the bathroom. Take a moment to locate these. Usually there are two, one for hot and one for cold. Turn them clockwise until they're firmly closed. It's always a good idea to test by turning on the faucet briefly to ensure the water is completely off. Once you're confident the water supply is secured, we can move on to removing the various pieces of hardware. Let's start with the faucet handles and the escutcheon plates, which are those decorative cover plates behind the handles and spout. These are often held in place by small screws, sometimes hidden under a cap that you can gently pry off with a small flathead screwdriver. Carefully unscrew them and set the plates aside. Remember, we want to avoid scratching any chrome or finishes if these parts are going to be reused. Patience here will pay off later. Next up is the drain assembly. This can vary a bit depending on the type of drain you have. It might be a pop-up, a lift and turn, or a simple plug. For most, there will be a visible screw or a mechanism that needs to be unfastened. For pop-up drains, you might need to access the linkage from behind the tub or underneath. Take your time to understand how your specific drain is assembled before applying too much force. Sometimes a little penetrating oil can help if things are a bit stuck from mineral buildup over the years. Then, we'll tackle the spout. Most tub spouts are either threaded on or secured with a small set screw, usually on the underside. Shine a flashlight under there to check. If it's a set screw, loosen it with the appropriate Allen wrench or screwdriver, and the spout should slide right off. If it's threaded, you'll need to turn it counterclockwise. You might need a pipe wrench for this, but be sure to wrap the spout with a cloth to protect its finish if you plan on putting it back on later. Sometimes a strap wrench is a better choice to avoid marring the surface. Now this is a crucial part of the process as you remove each piece of hardware, screws, plates, handles, the drain plug, the spout. Make sure you set them aside in a very safe and organized spot. I like to use a small container or a zip-top bag for all the little bits and pieces. Labeling them isn't a bad idea either, especially if it's your first time. This simple step will save you a lot of headaches when it comes time for reinstallation. You don't want to be searching for a tiny, crucial screw later on. Taking the time to properly remove all hardware ensures you have a clear, unobstructed surface to work on. This allows for a more thorough cleaning, sanding, and ultimately, a more professional and durable refinishing job. It prevents the new coating from creating messy edges around fixtures and ensures that every inch of the tub surface that needs treatment gets it. It's all about that preparation, which is key to a successful outcome. With all the hardware out of the way, we can now focus on one of the most critical steps in the refinishing process: deep cleaning the tub. A truly clean surface is crucial for the new finish to adhere properly and last for years. Any lingering soap scum, body oils, or mildew will compromise the bond of the new coating. So, let's get this right. Remove any old caulk from around the edges of the tub. Over time, caulk can become discolored or develop mildew. You'll want a fresh start here. A sharp utility knife or a specialized caulk removal tool works well for this. Carefully score along the edges of the caulk line and then try to peel it away. For stubborn bits, a chemical caulk remover can be a big help. Apply it, let it sit, and then scrape away the softened caulk. Once the caulk is gone, scrub the entire tub surface. We're talking every nook and cranny. Use a good quality abrasive cleaner like Comet or Ajax. Apply the cleaner generously and use a stiff scrub brush. Put some elbow grease into it. Pay special attention to areas with visible stains or soap scum buildup. These areas might require more focused effort. For tough stains, you might need to repeat the scrubbing process. Each pass will remove another layer of grime. If you encounter stubborn soap scum, try using a plastic putty knife. Gently scrape at the buildup. The plastic is less likely to scratch the tub surface than a metal scraper. After you're satisfied that the tub is as clean as you can get it, rinse it thoroughly with clean water. Make sure all traces of the cleaner and any loosened debris are washed away. Use your shower head if it's still functional or a bucket of water. Rinse, rinse, and rinse again. Any residue left behind can interfere with the adhesion of the refinishing products. Finally, the tub must be dried completely before moving to the next step. Use clean, lint-free towels or rags to wipe it down thoroughly. Then allow it to air dry for a few hours, or even overnight if you can. You can also use a fan to help speed up the process. The surface needs to be bone dry. Any moisture present can cause major problems with the etching and priming stages. Now that our tub is sparkling clean and bone dry, our next step is to protect everything around it. Working with etching solutions, primers, and epoxy coatings can get messy. You don't want these materials on your tile, floors, or fixtures. Properly masking and covering the surrounding area prevents cleanup headaches or permanent damage. It's all about working smart. Focus on the areas immediately adjacent to the tub. This means the walls, tile surround, and edges where the tub meets these surfaces. Painter's tape is your best friend. Use a good quality tape for a clean release. Carefully apply the tape along the top edge of the tub, creating a crisp line. Press the tape down firmly to prevent any liquids from seeping underneath. A neat tape line will result in a neat finish line. Double-check all your tape lines and ensure your drop cloths are secure. A few extra minutes here can save you hours of cleanup later on. Chapter 4. Step 4. Prepping the canvas, removing the old glossy finish. With our tub clean and the surrounding area protected, we're ready to remove the tub's original glossy finish. Most bathtub refinishing kits include etching powder or a liquid etching solution. This product chemically dulls and roughens the existing glaze on your tub. It's like sanding, but on a chemical level. Why is this step so important? The original factory finish is very smooth and non-porous. While great for repelling water, it's not ideal for a new coating to stick. A new finish over the old glaze won't grip properly. The new coating would likely peel, chip, or bubble quickly. The etching process creates a microscopic texture for the new primer and epoxy to bond to. So let's get to it. Chapter 6. Refining the surface, the importance of sanding. After the chemical etching process, sanding ensures maximum adhesion for our new bathtub finish. A light sanding enhances the profile, creating a receptive base for the primer and epoxy. Use a fine grit wet-dry sandpaper, around 400 grit for this task. Wet-dry sandpaper with water helps lubricate the process and prevent clogging. Sand every inch of the bathtub's interior surface systematically. Dip your sandpaper into water frequently as you work. Once sanded, rinse thoroughly to remove all sanding residue. Use clean water and a sponge to wipe down the surfaces. Ensure the tub is completely free of any dust or particles. A well-sanded surface is key to a finish that won't peel or blister later on. Once dry, go over the entire surface with a tack cloth to pick up any remaining fine dust particles. This final cleaning step ensures an impeccably clean surface for the primer. Chapter 6. Step 6. Priming for perfection. Applying the primer, if needed. We've cleaned, etched, sanded, and removed every speck of dust. Our bathtub surface is now perfectly prepped. Depending on your refinishing kit, you may need to apply a primer. Some advanced epoxy systems are self-priming. Check your kit's instructions carefully. If a primer is included, do not skip this step. The primer acts as a bonding agent between the tub surface and the epoxy top coat. Apply a thin, even coat and let it dry completely. This ensures a strong, durable finish. This is the moment we've been working towards. Applying the epoxy coating that will give your bathtub its new, gleaming finish. Most bathtub refinishing kits use a two-part epoxy system, which typically consists of a resin, part A, and a hardener or activator, part B. When these two components are mixed together, a chemical reaction begins that causes the mixture to cure into a hard, durable, and waterproof coating. Read the manufacturer's instructions for your specific epoxy kit very carefully. Combine the resin and hardener precisely according to the specified ratio. Mix the two parts together thoroughly, scraping the sides and bottom of the container to ensure everything is fully incorporated. Now, it's time to apply the epoxy. Use a high-quality short-nap roller for the large flat surfaces like the bottom and sides of the tub. For the edges, corners, and more detailed areas, a good quality foam brush or a small trim roller will be your tool of choice. Apply the epoxy in thin, even coats. It's much better to apply 2 or 3 thin coats than one thick, heavy coat. With the first coat of epoxy applied, your bathtub is already starting to look dramatically different. But we're not quite done with the coating process yet. To achieve a smooth, durable finish, you'll need at least one more coat. Some kits recommend up to 3 or 4 coats. These additional coats enhance resilience and ensure a professional appearance. Follow your kit's instructions, especially the timing between coats. This is called the recoat window. Some require a specific waiting period, allowing the previous coat to become tacky. This ensures optimal adhesion. Apply the next coat using the same techniques. Use a foam roller for larger areas and a foam brush for details. Aim for thin, even coats, overlapping strokes to avoid lap marks. Address any imperfections in the first coat with the second. Work from the bottom up to minimize drips. Continue applying coats as recommended by your kit. Each coat adds depth, gloss, and toughness to the surface. Once the final coat is applied, let it dry and cure. Drying is the evaporation of solvents, while curing is the hardening process. Curing can take several days, so check your product's instructions. Protect the tub from dust, debris, and water during this period. Avoid using the tub until it's fully cured for a lasting finish. Well, the waiting is over. After allowing your newly refinished bathtub to dry completely, it's time for the final steps. Your tub should now have a hard, glossy, and inviting new surface. First on the list is recaulking. Apply a fresh bead of caulk around all the seams where the tub meets the walls. This provides a watertight seal to prevent moisture damage. Choose a good quality kitchen and bath caulk. With the caulking complete, reinstall all the hardware. Finally, give the entire tub a gentle wipe down. Step back and admire your work. You did it! Your bathtub is now a gleaming centerpiece of your bathroom. That's it, your tub is looking fresh and clean again. If refinishing won't cut it, or your tub's too far gone, check out the trade table for high-quality replacement bathtubs and everything you need for your next home project. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and visit thetradable.com for more tips and tools.